something I studied extensively, is that, men were marched in, for example, the Tiger Death March north of the Yalu River from the war where they'd been captured. And by the time they got there, they'd often lost half their body weight. They had been bombed by their own forces at night. They sometimes, they had to pour the blood out of their boots every morning just to keep going and not be, anyone who stopped would be shot. So by the time they got to the camps, they were really worn down. And a missionary who passed them in a train at that time wrote or described in an oral history that he didn't recognize them as Americans, that they were the most bedraggled. That it was just they were in a terrible state. And so debility was the first thing West described when he was extracting what had happened. Dependency was, later there was a layer added in which the POWs were dependent for all if they were going to survive, they required, the camp leaders would provide it, so it made them very dependent. And they also engaged in very formal Maoist thought reform with the men as a kind of experiment. And the third part was dread, which was just the idea that you could be killed at any time, or perhaps your family could be, because they threatened.